All right, everybody, I've got the new Jumper Go here from Kingbull. They sent this out in exchange for some photos and a possible video review. First thoughts. I've got my Brevity jumper over here. This is the Kingbull Jumper Go. We're going to go jump this thing. Probably not going to jump it, but we're going to take it for a ride. So I'm going to go through some quick assembly tips. Tried to make an assembly video with my daughter, but she lost interest pretty quickly. Here's that assembly video where we try to work together, but she lost interest. So first thing you're going to do when you're assembling this is you're going to find these bolts here that are going to attach the handlebars. You're going to remove them and put them in. They give you all the tools that you need, which you can see back there in the bag. And you remove these, put on the front handlebars. Very easy. You can adjust these. I needed to adjust the brake to get it down here and then adjust these buttons and all the controls. So down here, you've got the headlight. The headlight has a longer bracket that goes around this side. You put a little rubber grommet in here that it comes with, a rubber piece of rubber. And on the inside, you have two bolts that you'll put right here. And then I didn't know what to do with this because it wasn't in the instructions, but I assumed this bolt went here across. Not really sure. Attach the headlight right here with these two black bolts. And then down here on the hub, you're going to put the hub together. There's an assembly order that you'll see in the instructions. There you have 4 different pieces. You got a rubber grommet here and then 2 other pieces that go here. So just look at those instructions, look at the way they go, and that'll make sense for you. And then when you're assembling the front fender is going to have the short side out. And then right here, you're going to have a little bolt that's already going to be in there, so don't go looking for it. You're going to remove this bolt here and then put that back up there. And then this wire here, that's going to attach to a bolt that already exists in here. You're going to remove the bolt and the little washer and then put it back together. So very simple. Pedals are very straightforward. One is going to reverse thread because it's going the other direction when you're pedaling. Back here, you're going to find this little piece here that is in the box. You remove the rear bolt for the axle, and then you put this on to protect this right here. If you were to hit something, it will protect your components for shifting. So I'm going to go over some quick specs for you. It does come with a pump. It comes with all the tools you need and the keys to remove the battery. All right, so the specs I'm going to go over with are, this has an 80-mile range at the first assist speed, and at the top assist speed, which I think is 5, you get 35. So we're going to test this out today. We're going to go for a ride. I'm going to ride around 11 miles. We're just going to max this thing out, and we're going to see probably, hopefully, 50% or less battery reduction. It's a max speed of 28 miles per hour if you're pedaling. If it's just using the throttle, you've got 20 miles per hour. It weighs 81 pounds, has a payload capacity of 450, has a 150-pound capacity on the rear, and then it has Kenda 20-inch tires. They're 4 inches wide, and they're puncture-proof. It has a Bafang, let's put the specs right here. Bafang G whatever battery, brushless motor, Samsung 48 volt, 960 watt hour, and the Shimano's there for the shifter, and it has 180 millimeter brakes. So this thing should stop on a dime, I hope. And then right here, you have a 275 PSI max right here for the air valve, so you can adjust the air valve. And then right here, you have the on-off for the rear shocks. So if you want to if you're going up a hill and you don't want to get any loss there, you can do that. So anyway, to turn it on, pretty simple. You just hold this button down. Got a nice big screen, turns on. You have a horn. That sounds horrible, but I guess it's effective. You have a headlight. I'll turn that on, which looks pretty bright. Cool. And then you have a rear brake. So I'm going to try and show you that. Does light up. So very cool. All right, and then here we have our assist. We're going to go up and down. Okay, and then here you have your throttle over here. So I've not ridden an electric bike in quite some time. We do have 8 speeds right here. So this is going to be fun. So I'm going to put on a 360-degree camera here. Today's goal is to video the ride, and then I'm going to go out and take some pictures of it. They sent this to me in exchange for photos and a possible video, but really they just need photos because these bikes are new. And I am a photographer, so this is a great collaboration. I'm excited. Okay. All right. So we've got the Insta360 recording, and I've got the DJI mic with 2 magnets. Hopefully I don't lose this thing. And we're going to get this thing going. We've got a kickstand, which I don't know if I mentioned that. And I'm just going to make sure my backpack is secure before I go. So let's get this thing going. Forgot to mention it does have a kickstand, so pick that up. It's very, very stiff. And All right, this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna start just down the cul-de-sac, see how that goes. And I'm gonna kick up assist to 1. Sweet, feels good. I'm gonna go to 5. And 5 is just taking off. Not really doing anything. I think just pedaling just engages it. All right, hit the brakes, and it's supposed to kill the power, which I could hear a little click, which sounds about right. I think I need to adjust my seat a little bit, so I'm gonna stop and do that real quick. Go back to the house.
Here I just had to do a quick stop, adjust the seat, and then I was ready to go again.
There we go. Yeah, I think you just want your toes barely touching the ground, if I remember right. All right, and then I'm just gonna hit the throttle. All right, we're sitting at 20 miles an hour. It stops quick. All right, this is always a fun road. Try and get across without getting hit. And we made it. All right, I'm gonna go to 8 speed. Let it rip. All right, so at 20 miles an hour, it cuts out the power assist, and then you're just pedaling, which is fine. So if you just want to sit at 20, you don't got to do nothing. Which me doing 20 miles an hour on my mountain bike, which has flat tires at the moment. Wow. All right, and if I just let it go, it just keeps going until I hit the brakes. All right, if I just let it go after I'm pedaling, it'll just continuously give power until I hit the brakes, and it'll cut the power. All right. Man, this thing's fun. It's a game changer. All right.
So for this first part, starting out, I think I was holding the throttle down. Yep, I was holding the throttle. And when you hold the throttle, it cuts out the pedal power assist. So it's kind of weird. So if you take off the throttle, it'll assist for you automatically. So you don't need to push the throttle. But if you do hold the throttle, you max out at 20 miles per hour assisted. So that's where I found out here. I couldn't get over 20, and I was trying to figure out why. And then I was also pedaling, but then when I let off the throttle later, I was able to hit a max of like 27, 28 miles per hour.
Oh wow, yeah, this thing just shoots up hills. So I guess if you were wanting to be careful and not fly into something, you might not use the 5th assist speed, but why not go all out all the time? Man, this thing rips. It reminds me a lot of my 48 with these big fat tires. I used to have a Sportster 48, and I could corner on that thing just because it had such fat tires. Yeah, stopping power is great. All right, roundabouts are weird here in Bend. There's supposed to be like a bike thing now and again. You're supposed to take the bike through the crosswalk part. I don't really know. I like to just take the car route because it's safer. Less likely to get hit. All right, let's see if we can get this thing above 30. Oh, I don't think so. Yeah, 30's maxed as far as I could get. But you know, I don't ride bikes much. All right, I don't know if you can see way far ahead there. That's our hill. Headed to Pilot Butte. Way up there. All right, so from what I have gathered is just the throttle will allow you to go assisted up to 20 miles per hour. And then if you pedal, non-pedaling you'll go 20. If you pedal, it'll assist up to 29, which is probably why I can't get past 30 because I'm weak. I feel like I need another set of gears if I wanted to go really fast, which I don't need to. Sure, if I crash right now, it wouldn't be pretty. So, not that I'm gonna.
One thing I am gonna need to get is a handlebar mirror to my left so I can see cars coming up. All right, let's see if I can catch this light. All right, we made it. Woo! Man, usually I run every day. This is still a pretty good workout, even though it's assisted. So we're gonna go up this hill. It's a 500-foot climb from the base to the top. We're gonna be sitting at 4,100 feet in the end, altitude-wise. My house is around, I think 33, so we're going down a little and then back up, I think. All right, here we go. Okay, so looks like it might be closed. Bummer. All right, so we're not going to climb it today because it's closed. There might be an alternate route. I'm not sure. Let's see here. I'm going to go around and see if there's another alternate route just because I don't want to take a route that I'm not supposed to. But if not, we'll just head back. Even if you're starting out in a higher gear than you need to be, I think this derailleur needs a little bit of adjusting, then you're still going to take off. So that's good. Yeah, it's kind of weird that gate's closed because we don't have any more snow. And from what I understand, they closed that road because of snow and ice. But yeah, I mean, I guess maybe historically, mid-June, it could snow. It has snowed here. High altitude. So just gonna see if there's a alternate route that I could take that is open to bikes. And these shocks are doing some of the work on these bumps. So still feeling pretty smooth, but yeah, rear shock's still engaged. All right. Check this out, just make sure I don't do anything I'm not supposed to be doing. See what this says. All right, see what I can find here on the info. All right, no bicycles. Cool, good to know. All right, another day we'll do that. So let's head back. I think we hit about 5 miles or so, maybe less. Yeah, that rear derailleur needs a little adjusting. I'd probably do it from the shifter. I don't really know. It's a little rusty on that, but I'll look up that when I get home. It's just the lowest gear. I do feel like I could use a taller gear, but probably don't need it. Already doing 30 miles an hour, which is pretty wild. Just on a flat surface or up hills. So we'll head back and we'll take the bike trail back through the park. See how it does. We're still sitting at a full, what says full battery. So, oh yeah, here on the trip it says we hit 5 miles on the odometer. We'll try pedaling with no assist, just see what that feels like. It's great. I mean, I guess you wouldn't want a taller gear if you're not going to be assisted or if you ran out of power. Yeah, you can feel the weight of those tires with that. I'm gonna try and take a picture before anyone comes by. All right, we're gonna head to the park, get a couple pictures there, and I'll just be working on pictures for the next few weeks for these guys. While this thing gets dirtier and dirtier. All right, I'm gonna crank that assist back up. We'll just go with 2 for now, see what happens. That feels great. Yeah, I think I would just keep this thing on 5 just because it's fun. Wish it had an 11. Just kidding. Morning.
Good morning.
All right. All right, let's see here. Need to get across the street, no problems. People usually don't speed here because it's a police station and a fire department. I say usually. I'm gonna try not to speed. All right, let's do the whole thing they want you to do on the bike here. So you come off this here, and then you go over here, and you try not to get hit crossing over. Oh, thank you. Every once in a while, someone knows what they're supposed to do. I don't know, I think it's weird, but somebody has deduced that this is how it's supposed to happen. But what do I know? I'm an amateur bicyclist. All right, let's see if we can catch that car. I feel this is way more efficient and safer. Feel more in control. There we go. This thing handles great. All right, this is fun. This is where this will pay off because we got train tracks which stop everybody. And I can fit through here. And then hopefully not get hit right here. Think we're good? All right. All right, we're going off-road. You ready? I think it's funny, these bike paths don't connect to the road yet. All right, if we were gonna jump this thing, this would be the spot to do it right here, but I know I would not fare well on the landing right there. I'll jump my mountain bike there, but that thing weighs like 10 pounds. All right. This is where you could jump in, cool off in the canal. If you're a rebel. All right, yeah, that little fix that derailleur on the lowest gear. Let's get out of that. All right. And we're off again. Actually, let's see what happens if I just throttle this puppy. All right, you ready? We're just gonna go 0 miles per hour and we're just gonna throttle it. And it just eases on and picks up some speed. All right, so we topped out at 21. Now let's see if we start in the first gear and we pedal. How much faster that is. Oh yeah. A lot quicker. Now let's start out in the 8th gear and pedal. So to start off a little weird, but then it kicks in and it takes over for you. And off to the races. All right, here's a, hopefully don't get hit. Let's beat this truck here. I don't know about this roundabout method. Roundabout way to get hit. All right, and we cannot get hit out here. We just have to be careful we don't hit any kids. So take it slow. All right. Ooh, little chipmunk. Oop, don't want to run it over.
Here I was approaching some women that were standing in the covering up the whole path, and I didn't want to honk because it's kind of startling. So I just slowed down as slow as I could go and then went around them. So probably also startled them. So lose-lose situation there.
All right. I'm gonna take a couple photos of this thing and then we're gonna take it on the dirt. Get it dirty.
Here I spent about 15 minutes taking photos, trying to get a bunch of detail shots for Kingbull and at least one thumbnail for me.
All right, the X5 camera is still running at 8K, which technically is split in half because it's two cameras, I think, so 4K and 4K. But this thing is amazing, super fun, the bike and the camera. So we're gonna take this thing and hit some dirt. See what happens. Sure, hopefully the footage doesn't get too shaky. So, fun fact, I used to run through here. There used to be nothing but trees, and now there's a park, which, whatever, it's all good. It's a nice park. But we still got a little bit of nature left over here, so we can hit some dirt. I just want to see if this thing burns out in the dirt. That's the main thing. These burnouts are fun. All right. You're not going to be able to see it, but I'll let you know. Actually, see what happens if I just do this. Oh boy. Tighten that sucker up. All right, I'm just going to hit the throttle. No burnouts. All right, let's try this again. We're going to go, actually, I'm going to downshift. All right. See if I can burn out. Ready and not crash. Nope, not gonna do it. All right, I'll put this back down before I lose it. All right, let's try one more time. I am in first gear. I'm gonna pedal as hard as I can. Nope, not gonna do it. What we will do, I don't think it's gonna work, because I think the brake kills the power. But if we held the front brake, nope. What if I just held the bike? Nope. It's too heavy. Too heavy, not enough torque. But right now, I'm just using the throttle to mess around. Feels really stable. Shocks are pretty good. Yeah, it feels great. Not gonna go crazy with this thing, but could go hunting with it maybe. All right,
back on the path. I'm just gonna go to 8 on the speeds. Shifting anyway, the gear. Can't speak today. Okay, so conclusions. This thing's super fun. Thank you, Kingbull, for sending me this to review and take photos of. I love it. I don't know a lot about electric bikes and what's out there, but I do like this one. It's very simple, basic, does what it needs to do. And yeah, I think it's pretty awesome. All right, this is a hill that I go up probably weekly with my daughter, and she struggles. Sometimes she walks her bike, sometimes she doesn't. Obviously I can ride up it, but you know, at the end of a long ride, it is a little much. So I'm gonna see what we get going up this hill with assist. Assist number 5. I'm in the highest gear, and I'm just gonna go for it. And I am putting in minimal effort. This thing is taking me to the top. Wow. Pretty great. If you just keep pedaling, it'll continue to assist. You don't have to pedal fast. You just got to keep those things moving. By those things, I mean the pedals and your legs. If you live in a place with hills, this thing can be legit. So, which I kind of do. Most of the areas that I ride are pretty flat. But there's a hill now and again. So I'm going to go see if my wife wants to take this thing for a spin. Hey Siri, text my wife, do you want to take this thing for a spin around the block?
Sending to Abby, wife. Do you want to take this thing for...
All right, and again, I'm back to my main road where I live. It's always a little dangerous. I hate crossing this with my daughter, but you got to do what you got to do. We've got a blind turn over there, and you got people speeding down the hill. You know, it is what it is. But the assist is pretty nice. Gets you straight across real quick. All right, while my wife is reading my text, I'm gonna go hit one more hill. All right, so let's see what I can do a mile in. We got 1 mile down this road. Let's start a stopwatch. She has not responded. She must be packing. She's leaving for a trip. All right, clock. This isn't going to be done at the second, but we'll start a stopwatch and we'll go there and back 2 miles. Let's do that. Start. So we can pull a couple seconds off that when we get back. All right, here we go. We're on 8th gear, full speed, going 2 miles round trip. Whew. Okay, that's 1 mile. Turn around, see what I did. We're looking at 2.5 minutes. So we can beat that on the way back. Most of it's downhill, but I'm just capping out on the 27 miles an hour, I think. Whew. I think I hit 34 miles an hour. See if I can get a little faster. Whew, goodness. All right, 2 miles, total of 11 miles we're at. I'm getting a warning, I don't know what that means. We're somewhere between 60 and 80%. So yeah, pretty good. All right, yeah, that was 5 minutes. So this is just under, somewhere between 4 minutes and 40 seconds probably in that 2 mile. So if you divide that in half, you can do the math. Oh boy, yeah, I'm feeling it. But yeah, good. Quick conclusion is not conclusion, but a little thing I noticed is 27 to 28 miles an hour. You kind of cap out on your pedaling because you can't really pedal any faster, like revolutions per whatever. You start to like just feel it, you know. You're like, I can't pedal anymore. So, but that is so fast. Like if you hit a car or ate shit at that speed, it's not gonna be fun. So anyway, hey, there's the wife. She's getting ready to go to the gym before she leaves. See if she wants to take it for a ride. Want to try it? Yeah. All right. Oh, gotcha. It's pretty fun. Pilot Butte's closed for some reason. Oh. I'm gonna put a mic on you. Is that cool?
So she has no interest in a mic being on her, so I figured I would try and find something steel for these magnets, but it's all aluminum, which is great. Aluminum's lightweight and strong. So I decided, oh yeah, I could just clip it to the cables. And then if there's any good audio, I'll use it.
The seat needs to be back farther. I feel like the seat's too like small, or like the seat's too small or something.
Really?
I feel like I'm like sitting right, like it pushes too far down.
Oh, I can move
like
it
I want to
back.
be sitting
Yeah,
right
I
here.
just move it back. I see what you're saying.
I want to be sitting like way back here.
Yeah, I'll just.
So my wife's only input was that the seat was too far forward, which I ended up moving back, which was way more comfortable for me too. So there's some rails on there that pretty much every bike out there has. I just, haven't ridden bikes in quite some time or adjusted them. Yeah, anyway.
Back.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, I think that's 5 miles.
Yeah, I rode Pellet Butte and back, and I'm at 80% battery life, which was, I rode 12 miles.
Nice.
So it's just 12 miles times 5.
Cool.
It's a lot of miles. I don't know what that is in kilometers.
Do you think you can mow these lawns?
Go!
Don't worry, I went and mowed all 3 lawns. I just wanted to see if I could get a laugh out of her, but she did not think I was funny. As usual.
And if you guys want more of his videos, look up Oregon Gear Guy or Photographer Guy.